All right, good morning, guys. All right, this is probably going to be a long video, but then I may have to cut it off at some point and just make like a part two. I don't know where it's going to go, and I'm going to have to ramble in certain different directions and everything, man. I'm trying to finally tell you guys about what happened that night from information that we've received. I'm going to go over all that. All right, and then it may have to be to a part two, but I'll do it pretty quick. All right. I'm sick, man, but I got to get this out of the way because, guys, Wendy Adelson, check this out, man. The grand jury there in Tallahassee meets, I believe, September 17th. If not, it's a couple days either way. I'm off. And Luis Rivera, who was the getaway driver, those of you that know the case know what I'm talking about. Those of you that don't, you need to please check out the murder of Dan Markel so you know about Wendy Adelson because she's next up. That was not a murder over custody. She manipulated her family into having him murdered as her sacrifice, just like Gypsy sacrificed her mother. Okay? Dan Markel's his name. Please look it up. All right. The getaway driver, the one that took a plea agreement and has testified against all of them. He's the reason they've all gone down. He's already been to 4 trials and 4 of them have been convicted. They moved him from prison to Tallahassee jail. There's a reason they did that. He doesn't have a plea. I mean, he doesn't have an open appeal. He's not back on appeal. Initially, that's what you would think. Because he took a plea agreement. He got a sweet deal, but he agreed to testify against everyone, and they need him. They need that dude's testimony to make it work. See, so I'm pretty sure he's back for this grand jury, which means once that convenes, normally pretty quick after that, they'll release the indictment on her. They're for sure gonna indict this bitch, man. All right, now we got to get back to Gypsy. Just want to talk about that. All right, the night of the ritual and sacrifice. Okay, first of all, we got to talk about the evidence and what I have. Okay, first of all, it's hearsay. It's hearsay 3 levels deep. Of course, this isn't a court case. I'm just telling you guys what happened. You can choose to believe it or not. I'm going to connect it to the interrogations and all the other loose ends that people are wondering, why is that? What's up with that? And you're going to see. Okay, hearsay only happens on a witness stand, not in real life. Okay, it just means someone on the witness stand is trying to repeat what they heard. They heard it, now they're trying to say it. Mary Jo told me, objection, hearsay. There are exceptions to the hearsay rule, and one of the main one is you can repeat something that the defendant said to you. That's not hearsay because, well, you're probably accusing them. You're an eyewitness that's accusing them of something, and you can say, well, they said that. That's not hearsay. Also, for the most part, there's certain things that are out. If a witness has taken the witness stand before the witness that's there now, and they testified to something that was said by them, this new witness, if they have knowledge of it and there is a foundation that's been laid, can be asked to corroborate what that other person said if it was something they said type deal. All right? And there are a few other exceptions, but none of them would be applicable to what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? So that's what hearsay is. You heard it, now you're trying to say it. That only exists on the witness stand. That's not a thing in real life. That's just, people, someone told me something, you believe it or not. All right. But I'm trying to show you what happened and do this in a, formal type manner here as best as I can. All right? So, the evidence, I told you, these are mainly ex-girlfriends. It's also ex-friends. There's some guys. Information about and from what they heard from David Blanchard, Dan Glidewell, and Brian Rogers, a.k.a. Ace Bannister. Not so much I don't think, from David Blanchard. He's not got a big mouth as much as the other two. Okay? The other two get drunk and fucked up, and they like to brag. They think it's cool that they're devil worshippers, and they do these things to people. Well, it's going to be their downfall. All right, so these people, now you have to understand, okay, the number one hurdle, guys, is you have to trust him. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, if you don't believe me and you think, whatever, I mean, I guess you can hang out for the entertainment purposes if you think I'm crazy and I'm just lying. But I have no dog in this fight. We're just trying to expose these evil type people, and they're the only ones I'm going to expose, or if it's got rituals or sacrifice involved, right? I'm not making any money. In fact, I'm spending money doing this. I'm not I don't care about people knowing me. And you people that say you're doing this for clicks and views, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, I want people to view it because I want people to know the truth. That's why we're doing this. No one's making any money. I'm never going to monetize. I don't even know how, and wouldn't try to. Okay? Who the fuck on YouTube would want to advertise their videos on my type content? Think about that, guys. No one's making any money. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't give a fuck about any people knowing me. Just trying to tell the truth of all these people. And I'm trying to move on to Wendy Adelson when she gets arrested. That's what we'll do. Until then, we're going to talk about this raggedy bitch still. All right. So the first hurdle is you have to believe me. Knowing I have no dog in this fight. Okay? And I'm telling you, I don't lie to people. Unless I'm trying, except it's two reasons. To avoid hurting your feelings. If you tell me, oh my God, do I look fat in this dress, and you have gained some weight and you're kind of busting it out a little bit, I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you, oh, no. Okay? To avoid hurting your feelings. The other thing is, if I'm trying to help someone or help putting on a surprise party for someone, you have to tell lies for that. You have to tell a whole shitload of lies, or you're going to fuck the surprise up. Those are the only two instances I will lie. Okay? Sorry. But anyway, you don't know that. I could be lying about that, right? Okay, well, so you have to believe me. Then you have to believe the people that you don't know at my organization that took all of this data, put it together, compiled reports for me. You have to trust that these people you don't know, did they take did they take the information from what we've gathered, the actual, really what the witnesses say, and compiled an accurate report from that. You have to believe that too, okay? Now, on top of that, you have to believe that what these people came to report to us said is true, okay? Now, but you have to understand, these people, some of them knew each other, some of them not, and some of them, it's over years of time, guys. This has been 10 years old, this crime, and a lot has happened to people. What if it's different people that don't know each other and the same type shit? Okay, that's what we're dealing with here. Okay, all right. So you have to believe that these people are telling the truth, although they're telling the same things. Okay, you have to believe that. Okay, now I want to give this example, so maybe that can help you decide whether you want to believe that or not. Okay, let's put it to a court of law. All right. Juries want fingerprints, they want blood, they want videotapes, they want direct confessions, they want shit like that. Okay, I get that. But a direct eyewitness testimony saying something they saw, they know knowledge of, they witnessed, the person confided in them that's on trial, that is evidence. That is good evidence. That is direct evidence, actually. That is direct evidence. The same like blood, that is direct evidence, okay? It's the jury's, the trier of fact. It's their duty to decide whether they believe the witness or not, period. And the judge always instructs in jury instructions, always, before the jury goes back, any of the witnesses for the state or for the defense, you can believe some of what they say, you can believe all of what they say. You don't have to believe them at all. You can throw their testimonies out altogether if you want, even if you believe them, he says. And he says, you can believe part of their testimony, and you can believe the other part's a lie and throw that out. You, as a trier of fact, have to determine that, okay? So, I'm asking you to have to do that with these people, right? Okay, now, let's do it this way. Pretend that there was a mock trial, okay? Let's say we have Ace Bannister. Brian Rogers is the one on trial. He's the biggest animal of all of them, without a doubt, okay? And you have him on trial for just wrongdoings he's done to people, woman. It's a mock trial, right? And you have three or four girls, one after the other, they call to the stand. Boom, boom, boom. And these girls, they're going to ask their background information, their demographics, and you're going to learn that these girls, it's been, in 1 year, and then this one was 3 years prior, this one was 2.5 years prior, this one was, 6 years ago. And they're saying the same type shit, maybe a little bit different, but the same evil type, disgusting shit and everything from this man. Now you're on the jury, and you have to go back there to decide. Do you believe this piece of shit, or do you believe these girls? Okay. And as you know, it's the same situation here. I mean, there's nothing at stake, and it's not really a court trial what I'm doing here. But I'm asking you to believe this shit because it is the truth. But I guess you guys are the jury then on your own. You know, do you believe it or not? That's all I can do for you. But this is how the information was obtained. And I've already used 10 minutes now just to do the background information. So I'm going to stop there. Okay. This is part 1. You have to watch this before you watch part 2. Okay. This is about the information. All right. And I'll see you in the next video.